I'm here to play with the Americans so that they lift up sanctions against us. We have suffered enough. We've suffered enough. All along before the sanctions, they were backing us nicely. Most of our machineries are no longer functional because the backup and the spares, we get them from America and the other Western countries. So they banned everything. There's nothing, all things are stationary in Zimbabwe.
We are here to make sure that the whole world is aware that we are suffering under illegal sanctions imposed by America. So we are here because we want to give them a petition to say to them they must remove those sanctions, and also to show them how Zimbabwe's economy is suffering, how people of Zimbabwe are suffering because of those illegal sanctions that they impose on us.
These sanctions are not targeted because these sanctions, at the end of them, they are affecting the generality of the population of Zimbabwe. Because those people that they prepared to be targeting, they won't have even a feel or even a pinch of these sanctions. These sanctions, if you are sanctioning somebody who is in charge of a state, what are you saying? You are literally saying you are targeting the state.
All the spillovers of the sanctions that the Americans have imposed on Zimbabwe for so many years is the spillover that we see that everybody from the African continent is flocking into South Africa. And because of that, South Africa experiences what other people come to term xenophobic against the African people. It is because the struggle of the people around the whole budget that is only equal for the South African cannot be equal with everybody else.
I don't believe that in unilateral sanctions. I don't believe that just because the United States is the most powerful economic country that it should act as a world policeman. That's the point of the United Nations. These are not United Nations sanctions. These are U.S. unilateral sanctions that we're opposed to. And the world recognizes the government of Zimbabwe as being legitimate, but it's just a few countries like the United States that refuse to do that. And it's a hypocrisy because there's so many other countries that the United States feels are legitimate that we know don't have legitimate governments. Saudi Arabia. I mean, it's a number of countries we could go through the list that the U.S. recognizes and works with. The state of Israel is now doing horrendous crimes in Palestine, but the U.S. isn't saying anything about that. They aren't imposing sanctions. Instead, they're giving billions of dollars of military aid. So this is the hypocrisy that we're opposed to, and we're calling on the masses of people to speak out for humanity. This is about humanity for the masses that are suffering.